sure that Iowans weren't left out. And she learned to work across the aisles with the Republicans. And she to get bills passed. And she was meeting, it's something, I'd be sitting at the desk and Republicans would come over to her desk and they look at her and they say, Ruth Ann, we have to work on this. And Ruth Ann would sit there and perk up. And in this real nice voice, she would say, no, this is what we need to do. And she would get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you've been waiting this evening patiently. Let's stand up and give a warm welcome applause for Representative Ruth Ann Gaines.
Thank you so much. I'm so privileged to have all of you not only as constituents, but as friends. And I'm so proud and happy that you came out here tonight to support me. You know, as far back as I can remember, well, I think I was about 4 years old, and my parents were very poor. My father at that time was a cook. He eventually became a postal worker and made a little more money. But he was a cook when I was a very little girl. And my mother was a domestic, and that meant that she cleaned other people's homes. Every day she went to a different place and cleaned the home and came back. But I remember that they walked everywhere because we didn't have a car. And one night, I remember saying to my mom, well, where's Daddy? And she said, oh, your father walked to vote. I said, well, where did he have to go? And she said, Tech High School. Well, that's the old Tech, not Central Campus that was Tech once upon a time. It was over on 18th Street. This was probably about 1951. I don't care if I give away my age or not. But she said, he walked all the way over there to vote? She said, yeah, voting is really important. I said, well, who's he gonna vote for? I remember this vividly, and she said, Adlai Stevenson. Adlai Stevenson. I said, well, who is he running against? And she said, Dwight Eisenhower. And he knows the difference because he served in the Army under Dwight Eisenhower, and he didn't like him very much at all. So, I remember staying up really, really late to get the results of that election because my dad was involved. And I said, Daddy, did Stevenson win? He said, no, we got Eisenhower. And the look on his face told me that that was a really, really serious thing. And I didn't realize until I thought back that that was the awakening in me to be interested in politics. Way back there at 4 years old, I learned the differences in the two parties. I learned that my dad was a Democrat, so I followed right in his footsteps. And I learned that voting must be something really important if my father was going to walk all the way from our house to Tech High School to vote. Later in my life, I could see myself in front of people, kind of like I am tonight, speaking and promoting things, but in my visions, I didn't know what I was speaking about or what I was promoting, but I just knew somehow that someday I'd be up in front of people talking. So it was always in the back of my mind that I might run for office. The opportunity never came until Senator Dearden, 1994, when a group of women called me and said, we don't want Dick Dearden to have that seat. We want you to run. And I knew that I would probably lose, but I thought, it's here, it's my calling. I'm going to be speaking in front of people. This is this dream that I've had. And I lost. Dick has been an excellent senator ever since then. So I thought, well, maybe my opportunity will come again. 10 years later, a group called me and said, we want you to run for city council. We need a black person on city council. So I tried again, and I lost. Well, I was through with it by that time. I thought somebody else is going to be standing up in front of people speaking, not me. because this isn't meant for me to be. I think it was 6 years after that, I got my third and final call, and it was from Wayne Ford. And I thought, Wayne Ford calling me? My God, I gotta run to the phone. And he said, Ruth, I want you to take my place in the House of Representatives. And I thought, no, I'm not gonna do that again, because I've already tried for the Senate and lost. I've tried for City Council and lost. I don't have the energy to do it again. But Wayne said, come on out, Ruth, I think you'll do it. So with Wayne pushing and pulling and others promoting me, I ran and I won. And I got to the House and I found out I was a freshman. I also found out that I did not have any real pull because Democrats were in the minority. So session after session, I sat here thinking, what am I doing here? Why am I here? And it suddenly began to come together that every step I had taken in my life prepared me for being there. My determination, overcoming my challenges, getting an education, dealing with people, learning good public relations, honing my speaking skills, being able to think on the spot, being able to make good decisions, being able to stand up for what I believed in, and wanting to support people. It finally came. And a lot of people say, well, you should have done this a long time ago, because now you could have been in Congress. It came when it was supposed to come. And as the song says, I'm not through yet. I'm just beginning. It's not the length of time you have to give. It's the quality of time. As long as I'm there, as long as you're supporting me, as long as I know I'm doing the right thing, I will not quit. I will continue to fight. I'll fight us out of the minority into the majority. I'll fight for kids. I'll fight for ex-felons. I'll fight for immigrants. I'll fight for the poor. I'll fight for the farmer. I'll fight for the gay and lesbian. I know how to fight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your support, and I need it, but my time has come. This is what I have been working for, and I need you to keep me in place so that I can do the right thing, that I keep my head on my shoulders, keep it in the right direction, and move forward, leading us all into better days. There are better days ahead, and we are going to walk together to get there. And I believe that I was put there to help you. I really do. So I have no doubts. I don't know if I only have 2 years left. If I have 4 years left, I could have 6 years left. But in the time I'm there for you. Because I was put there for you. I'm listening to you, I'm supporting you, and I'm working for you. And if you read the statement on my website, with God going for me, who dares to go against me? There are a lot of people I want to thank tonight. My wonderful student, Greg Allen. He was one of my first students at this high school. As I told him tonight, I said the only surprise about tonight is that I am the state representative and you are back here to support me. The fact that he's doing what he's doing, that he is who he is, I saw that when I first met him. I knew he was going places. I couldn't teach him anything. He said I taught him, I don't know what. Because every time he got up to perform, he outperformed everybody, not only in the whole drama department at East High School, but in the whole state of Iowa. His telltale heart won every competition wherever he went for 2 years. You're surprised I remember that, don't you? But I did. And him coming to do a fundraiser has been a dream of mine. So see, God is good. Ever since I was elected, I have talked about, oh, if Greg Allen could just come back and do a fundraiser for me. Do I dare ask him? And the time finally came, and it came together. So I thank you so much for being here and honoring me and bringing these people here, because they came out to see you too. I have Jessica left. Jessica was my campaign manager, or is my campaign manager, but she had to leave. But the event planner is June Owens, and I need to, where's June? There you are. And the second event planner, and also my clerk at the Capitol, is Katie Smith, Bryce's sister. And I did not wear her out. Sometimes I wear clerks out. And they only stay 1 year, and then they run out of the Capitol. And I'm never coming back. But she's brave, and she decided that she's going to come back and help me again next year. So, I'm really proud of that. My campaign treasurer sitting in the back, who doesn't know I'm talking about her yet, Felisa. And Felisa has been with me since my first campaign in 1994. Now that's loyalty. 22 years. Felisa has worked on any campaign. Whenever I know I have anything to do, I'll call and say, are you with me? She'll say, yes. And look, she's here tonight, sitting back there smiling. So thank you, Felisa. Michelle Taylor Frazier in the back, who helped us get the room for tonight. So I want to thank you. And I also want to thank Nancy Marazzi, who has introduced me to the African community and helped me, and we're working along with the KO on writing legislation for the Africans in Des Moines and in the state of Iowa. Did you know there are 18,000 Africans here in Des Moines? Did you know that? That's a large population, and Nancy is one of the staunch leaders in working on that. So Nancy, thank you for introducing me to the community and kind of leading me, showing me what to do. And of course, Mary Campos, who has been with me since the very beginning. Since this is the late 80s, early 90s that we got together, and Mary and I have worked on legislation to support the Latino community. So I want to thank you, Mary, for always being there for me and for helping me. There's so many of you that I look at that were students, neighbors, friends. It's all been all the way that every little thing you've done to help me up has helped me to be the candidate that I am today. Penny Ferguson, when I first got back from college, Penny Ferguson supported me in my traumatic pursuits. So Penny, thank you. There is so much we can do to help each other. So much. And that's what I promote. People helping people. Diversity being the center that pulls us all together. And legislation that promotes the well-being of the diverse population in Iowa that we all represent. Thank you so much. And overflow, yes. So thank you. Well, brother, you can come up and take the mic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.